Yes sir, what's good guys? Welcome to the new video. Today we're going to be talking about 3 tips and tricks to get good at keyboard and mouse fast in Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2. Okay, so I made the switch from controller to keyboard and mouse over a month ago now, and I've been enjoying myself and I feel myself definitely getting better than I was on controller, and I just want to share with you some of the tips that help me to improve quickly over this short period of time. Now in the background you can see the gameplay of me playing some box fights with some friends, and this is one of the tips we're going to get into very soon. But I just wanted to share this gameplay in the background while I go over the video. I'm going to put some stuff on screen to help you summarize the points that I'm going to be going through in this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel down below, and also check the description for links to my Twitch and to my other social media, because I'm going to be streaming live every Friday at 8 PM GMT London time, so please go ahead and follow me on Twitch. That would mean the world to me. Before we jump into this one, I just want to quickly say that guys, if you just switch to keyboard and mouse, don't expect huge jumps in your learning curve. It is a learning curve, it is going to take time, but just be patient with it and give yourself enough time to improve. Understand that if you are a controller player and you're switching, it took you this long, however long you've been playing, to get good at controller, get to the level that you are at now, okay? And switching to keyboard isn't magically going to make you better, okay? Even though it is the better input device, I definitely believe that you need to give yourself time and be patient. You will see results as long as you continue grinding. Alright, so starting this video off with tip number 1. As you can see on screen, box fights. You guys need to be box fighting as much as possible, because this is the quickest way by far to get good at Fortnite on keyboard and mouse, okay? You need to be playing box fights. Gather one friend, gather a group of friends and get into box fight. As you can see on the screen, I had about 3 friends, or me and 2 other friends, and we were just box fighting, and we were in this session for about 2 hours. I regularly do box fights on stream with my viewers. You just have to be part of the Discord server. You can find the link to that in the description. But yeah, box fighting with a group of friends or just one friend can really help you, and I'm going to explain why. First off, box fighting takes the pressure off that you have in games where you feel like the second you get into a fight, if you die, you don't respawn, you have to do the whole thing of queuing up again in the lobby. No one wants to do that, okay? And if you play Team Rumble, yeah, there's respawning, there's no dying, but you're not playing the same caliber of players. You're not playing the same caliber of players in Team Rumble, okay? But in box fight, you get into fights regularly and quickly, and you also don't have to wait in the lobby. You only have to wait max like 10 seconds before getting back into the game, and this can help you with decision making. It can help you get very used to your binds, which is going to be your biggest problem when switching, okay? And I definitely improve when I box fight it, okay? Even if it's just one friend, someone of a similar skill level or better than you, is definitely gonna improve you. So just keep box fighting, doing it daily, doing it as often as you can. I suggest doing it an hour a day, and it will definitely help you get better at keyboard and mouse. If you have any questions with box fighting or you need a map, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'll leave the map that I used on screen. I'm gonna leave the code to that in the description. And yeah, if there's any questions, please leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now tip number 2 is gonna come down to binds. Now when you're on console, even though we do have the option to change your binds, most of the console gamers are gonna use very similar binds because there's not much customization option. You don't really have a whole keyboard full of keys in order to pick from. Now I had to take a lot of time with my binds because it was the first time I was playing Fortnite on PC. Actually, it was the first time I was playing any game on PC. So for me, it was very unorthodox switching to controller. And this is something that I addressed in my 1 week progression video. If you haven't seen that video, there's going to be a card in the top right. I highly suggest you check that one out. It's got over 2,000 views, and I think it's helped a lot of people that were planning to switch. But yeah, as someone who's been a console gamer my entire life, finding binds that were right and comfortable for me was a bit of a challenge. And it's going to be a challenge for you as well, even if you've played other games, because the thing with Fortnite in comparison to other shooters is that it has building, okay? And with building, it adds a whole new dynamic to binds, okay? So with building, you need to be able to factor in the fact that you're gonna have these other binds that you have to build, things like editing, things like your wall, ramp, stairs, all of those things. One video that I watched that really helped me was a video by Yessir. I'm going to see if I have that link, but he basically goes over your optimal key binds. And one thing that really helped me was understanding, okay, what's comfortable for me. It's not just about copying your favorite player, but that can be a great starting point if you have no idea like I did. So I started off by copying one of my favorite streamers' binds, and from there, over the course of my first week, I changed binds that felt unnatural to me. So if you've seen my 1 week progression video, you'll see that I had a problem with pressing left shift, and that's because I had a weak pinky, and because my pyramid was bound to my left shift, what I kept doing was pressing my pyramid in the middle of fights, and that ended up getting me killed a lot of times. So I changed my pyramid to, I believe, V on the keyboard now, and I switched my left pyramid to crouch. I don't mind crouching in the middle of a fight. It can actually be a bit more of a benefit than a disadvantage, and so changing that small bind helped me tremendously. But starting with one of your favorite streamers' binds or YouTubers' binds can help you tremendously. A great way to find out what your favorite streamer is using is obviously YouTube, but I also like to use a little website called prosettings.net. So if you go on prosettings.net, you type in one of your favorite, YouTubers or streamers, someone like Ninja, CypherPK, Daquan, whoever. You put in their binds, you will find a list of every single important bind that they use, and you can use that as a basis. And once you started off with that, over the course you can see, okay, look, this isn't comfortable for me, this is comfortable for me, and over the course of the week, you should have your bind set. And for me now, one of the main things is realizing that the Yessir video was very important, but don't restrict yourself to just something that you see other people using. I've seen people use binds from all across the keyboard, and you might find it more comfortable to press the number binds, for example, for your weapons. But for me, it wasn't very comfortable pressing the number binds, so I started off not using any of the number binds, and then as the week went on, I actually felt that reaching over to number 4 and number 5 was comfortable, but the other number binds, I hardly used them. So you just need to find out what works for you, and the main thing is sticking with it, because one important thing is muscle memory. You probably play controller, okay, so you have muscle memory pressing the buttons of your controller. The same thing applies to your keyboard. Make sure that you create that muscle memory. If you keep switching your binds every day or every other week, you're not going to allow your brain to create those connections. And lastly, obviously your mouse is important. If you have buttons on your mouse, it's definitely highly suggested that you use them, especially FPS mouse that come with, mouse buttons 4 and 5 next to your thumb. I definitely use those for building floors and ramps. So yeah, definitely use those and use those to your advantage, because that's the advantage us keyboard players have over controller players. That customization. So now we're going to move into the third and final tip and trick in order to improve, and that's just playing the game as often as possible. I know this is going to sound a little cliche, but the more you play the game, the more you're going to build that muscle memory, okay? But don't just play the game casually, play the game to improve. If you feel like you're you're slacking in an area, allocate time to improve it. Let's say your editing is off, get into a creative drill course and practice editing for the first 30 minutes of your session as a warm-up or something, and focus on the holes in your game. In Fortnite, it's not one of those games where you can neglect a skill. You need to become good at almost everything, from building to editing to your aim. So focus on that specific thing that is holding you back. And I know that sounds like a cliche tip, but honestly, something that really improved for me. For me, when I saw my aim was off, I decided, let me get into an aim trainer. And what I was doing was just focusing on improving my aim, and it really helped a lot. Another thing that kind of plays into factor is the sensitivity. Finding out the right sensitivity is a huge thing for you, and it definitely adds on to, what I was saying about your keybinds. But all in all, the more you play the game, the more you're going to improve. You can't expect to get back to the level that you was on controller, when you're only playing the keyboard maybe an hour in every day, or a few hours on the weekend. You need to play the game a lot in order to get back up to the level you were at on controller, okay? And there's not really much else I can say on, just to summarize what I was saying, just to cover the 3 points again. 1, get into box fight. Box fights are definitely going to help you become an all-round player, and it's going to translate into a real game when you play box fight. And it was my bread and butter for the first few weeks playing the game. Box fights has definitely helped me improve a lot as a player. And I still, even though I'm comfortable on keyboard and mouse, I don't feel like I still have 100% comfort on it, but it is something that I do very regularly in order to stay fresh, even if I haven't played the game for a few days. Point number 2, make sure you find your optimal keybinds and stick with them, because honestly, that muscle memory is just going to make you a better player quicker. And third and finally, play the game as much as you possibly can and practice the holes in your game. If you don't practice the stuff that you're bad at, you're gonna remain to stay bad at them. Okay, practice things like aiming, building, editing, and whatever other weaknesses you have. Even, you know, if you're someone that plays at a high level, like in scrims, practice rotations, practice your late game scenario, practice, you know, how to loot your area that you drop very specifically, because all of this is going to change when you come on keyboard and mouse, because looting is going to be different, organizing your inventory is going to be different. So practice these things over and over again, and you're going to become a great player as soon as possible. And that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel if you found this video informative, and if you want more videos just like this one. Like I said, I stream every Friday at 8 PM GMT. I'd love to see you there, so subscribe to the channel. The link is in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Oh, what?
Damn. So hard on 100 ping.
Bro, 70, 80